Hey, welcome back to Aries Spiritual Guidance. Today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading on what do you need to be aware about right now the most from your angels and your spirit guides or your ancestors. We have 3 piles to choose from. We have the first pile, which is the Sacred Rebels deck. We have pile 2, which is the Lightworker Oracle deck. And we have pile 3, which is the Secret Language of Light Oracle deck. If you need to stop the video and meditate on which pile you're drawn to, or if you're drawn to more than one, that's completely fine too. Could be more than one message in each pile. Take what resonates. If something does not resonate, leave it behind, and you may find that it could resonate at a different time. So go ahead and choose a pile of your preference, and we're going to get started. So people that chose pile number 1, which is the Sacred Rebels deck, I'm also going to be using different decks as well. So let's see what you need to be aware about right now the most when it comes to any areas in your life from your angels and your spirit guides and your ancestors. All right, so the first card that comes out is trust in yourself. Maybe you have been feeling a little bit of lack of clarity, and you kind of are at this kind of stagnant standpoint in your life where you're kind of just needing to know what direction to take. Your angels and your spirit guides need you to try to trust in your intuition, trust in your capabilities, trust that you have everything that is necessary to proceed in your life. We have the number 31, so if you add 3 plus 1, that would increase to the number 4. So 4 is a synchronistic number. It also talks about trusting in the divine, and numerology number 4 can also talk about phases in one's life and different stages that are yet to undergo itself. So you really need to start trusting in yourself, but also believing that you have what is necessary to persevere, to have strength, to have courage. For people that chose pile number 1, what other messages do they need to be aware about? Okay, the next card that we have is listening for truth. We have the imagery of a lady holding a seashell and she's listening closely. I feel like you need to listen to your inner voice. What is your heart telling you to do? What are the next things that you need to do in this life? Do you have to challenge yourself? Do you need to step outside of your comfort zone and take what is needed within yourself to start the next series of steps that's needed in order to find strength and courage and truth? Maybe you need to let go of something that no longer serves you. Maybe you need to stand in your power and know your true worth. Maybe you need to follow your true north and your inner compass and realize that you do have to trust your intuition. Maybe if there's something that you've been kind of something that's been weighing heavy on your heart, maybe you've been kind of back and forth and trying to decide on what direction to take. Spirit is really telling you to listen to your intuition. Listen to that inner voice. What is it guiding you to do? What direction do you feel like you need to take? Follow through with that. Definitely feel the need to continue on without having doubt or fear. Having that strength, having that courage. What else do people that chose pile number 1 need to be aware about right now? Their spirit guides and angels, what would they like to tell them? The next 2 cards that we have that came out is Dark Night of the Soul. You could be going through a spiritual awakening. You could be going through a Kundalini awakening. This is actually energy fields that are really close to the heart chakra. So there is an activation taking place right now on the internal and an exterior. And it really talks about really having this sense of process within yourself, knowing that you have to face the shadow side, knowing that you have to encounter aspects within yourself that might be hiding from the truth. Maybe it's been a while since you realized that you do need to make a significant change in your life. Maybe it's been a while since you really got a handle on what changes you need to make, not only in your life, but around you at this time. We also have karmic clearing. This talks about letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of things that are no longer working in your life. Trusting in your inner voice, trusting that inner guidance, trusting source, trusting in the divine, that it's part of the process to moving forward and part of that growth and expansion along the way. because you need to realize that there is a process within you where you're facing that shadow aspect of you, but those attributes is what makes you stronger. Those attributes is what strengthens your inner core, and it really helps you identify what you need to shed. Kundalini activation in its finest. When we think about that, it's you really going deep within yourself to realize that there are changes that need to be made. Hold on one second. My apologies. So when we think of the dark night of the soul or the dark night of the shadow, it's really clearing out any resentment, any pain, any trauma, healing on a deeper capacity, really understanding what is needed to evolve mind, body, and spirit, and really shed your old self to becoming a new version of yourself, to really becoming what you are meant to be through spiritual awakenings and Kundalini awakenings and activating what is needed to face that shadow aspect within yourself. Really being authentic and pure, not denying anything, being authentic and true to yourself. That's exactly why we have karmic clearing, because karmic clearing does talk about the need to clear out unwanted energy, what has been lingering around for too long, what is stagnant. All right, let's pull some language of the light oracle for people that chose pile number 1. What do their spirit guides and angels want them to know about? This next card talks about variance, another activation. Let me focus it. So with variance, it really talks about activating your root chakra all the way up to the crown chakra. It really talks about having things magnified. You could definitely be lucid dreaming. You could be having experiences where things are becoming very intense. You could be very emotional, very sensitive during this time. You could also be having problems sleeping. We also do have eclipse season happening right now. With what is happening, we have a lot of planetary influences. New moon phase as well. It kind of depends on what time you're watching this video, but what I will tell you is if you are going through a spiritual awakening, a Kundalini awakening, or even any experience such as this where you're facing your shadow attributes and really kind of owning in on what changes you need to make, this is a signifier that you are definitely meant to go through these experiences. You're going to actually shed the old version of yourself, and you're definitely going to be transcending into another form of yourself to really realizing what you were meant to follow and what you're meant to learn along the way. So you could be learning harsh lessons. You could be removing people out of your life. You could be changing jobs. You could be changing friend groups right now. Exiting out of toxic relationships or things that no longer serve you, because that's also part of a spiritual awakening, kind of having an expansive awareness where you're realizing that maybe the things that you once liked are not things that you fancy anymore. Maybe you're finding that your job is not satisfying, or your place of residence is, you want to kind of travel the world and see what's out there. Maybe you're in a relationship that is just that doesn't resonate with you anymore. Take what applies to you, leave the rest behind, of course, but I think your spirit guides are kind of pre-warning you that this is a really deep process that you're meant to go through. We have soul tree. This talks about finding your soul family, your soul tribe. You might be finding like-minded people, a spiritual community, or people that have like-minded thoughts, or even similar experiences that you maybe haven't went through, and you're seeking counsel and seeking guidance. And this is actually one of those experiences that you could find yourself going through, is finding people that are going to help guide you along the way, like a friend group. Because sometimes it's very hard to go through spiritual awakenings by yourself. I can definitely say that I had nobody to help me through my experiences, and at first I thought I was very much alone, and I couldn't really explain as to why I was having some of the things that were happening to me happen. And I was confused, and was having these experiences that were unexplainable, and I couldn't turn to anybody because I didn't know who to talk to. But you are not alone. There are people that can help you through this process, and in this day and age, we have a lot of people that have similar experiences, and they act as a guide and an advocate. So whether it's YouTube or a social media platform, or friends or family or people you can trust. People that chose pile number 1, what are their spirit guides and angels want them to know? Child. So this talks about healing inner child wounds. So it's very possible that you might have some childhood trauma. You might have some experiences where you are still wounded, or you have memories from the past that still create a lot of triggers and pain. So your spirit guides and your angels and your ancestors want you to heal that. Never be ashamed of getting counsel or therapy, or having somebody help you navigate through your feelings, emotions. Never be ashamed of getting help. We all deal with our own emotions and our own feelings and our own thoughts. So never be ashamed of having to get help. Never be too prideful. That's all ego. That's all ego-based. If you're thinking that you don't need the help, or are too embarrassed to get help, a lot of childhood trauma can definitely affect and play a significant role in our adolescent and adult lives. And it will affect our interpersonal relationships, and it actually can affect everything around us. So Spirit is really calling you to dig deep and find those triggers and find those wounds and really heal your inner child. Advice for pile number 1 before I move on to the next pile. Advice for pile 1. A lot of you are suffering from a lot of anxiety and stress right now, is what I'm channeling. So you could benefit from meditation, listening to sound therapy, whether that's pan flutes or singing bowls, or rain rattles or tongue drums or high vibrational music. Definitely try to get your frequency in alignment. I also assist with that too. I might leave my information in the description box below. Spirit is really calling you to have patience, keep your eye and your vision clear. And there are new beginnings that are set forth before you. You may not be able to see it clear right now, but don't have fear, don't have doubt. You're meant to follow this through in a way that is meant to strengthen you, and it's meant to guide you along the way. And you may find yourself, changing your friend groups, getting rid of a lot of people in your life, maybe taking time out alone, kind of going to introspect, spending time in this reflective state of mind and really kind of contemplating on how you can reestablish yourself, how you can elevate yourself. But make sure you expand your awareness, because it does start from within, starting with those inner child wounds, facing your shadow side. And it's through the shadow side that brings you and gravitates you towards the light aspect of yourself. Sometimes you have to go through pain and trauma to be able to elevate and expand. Sometimes you have to go through pain and suffering to see the greater good in every situation around you. So I hope that helps. If you're interested in a private reading or any Reiki healing sessions, sound therapy sessions, chakra alignment sessions, or a mediumship reading, or if you want to hit the like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That'll help you be notified whenever I do go live, because I used to go live quite a bit, but I have been kind of taking time outside myself to just try to heal myself, because I did lose my father, a loved one, last year, December 22nd to be exact. So I haven't been on my YouTube channel for quite a bit, but if you are interested in any one of those things that I mentioned, stay informed through the description box, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and many blessings and good vibes to you. All right, so for people that chose pile number 2, this would be the Lightworker Oracle deck. I am going to be using different decks as well, not just this Oracle deck, but I will be using other decks as well. This is going to be for messages that you need to hear from your spirit guides and your angels and or ancestors, whatever comes through. At this time, what do you need to hear the most? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, for people that chose pile number 2. All right. Merkaba, spiritual protection. Right now, you're highly protected. Right now, your angels and your spirit guides want you to be aware that you are on the right path. They're proud of the accomplishments that you've made this far, but there's still a lot of growing. There's a lot of abundance that you can receive still. You are divinely protected. They want you to be mindful of your energy. Make sure you are mindful of energy exchanges. Or if you're an empath and you're really susceptible to other people's energy, you can wear an amulet, an angel amulet. You can walk around with obsidian or tourmaline crystals, hematite crystals, tiger's eye crystals for protection, selenite. And if you don't want to walk around with crystals for protection, you can call upon your angels and your spirit guides. As you go through the day-to-day routine and you walk out into the earth plane in this 3D world, you can ask them for divine protection. And you can ask that nobody's energy can come through to yours, only love and light, and surround you with the high vibrational light and allow it to surround you in the utmost best way imaginable. So not only are you being divinely guided and protected at this time, there's some things that they want to commend you. And part of that is your patience, your hard work, your dedication. What other messages do you have for pile number 2? Their spirit guides and angels and ancestors. They're also letting you know the key of light. So you might be getting some energetic downloads. You might have be gifted as well. You might have psychic gifts such as myself. You might be clairvoyant, claircognate. You might be clairaudient, clairsentient. You might have clairalience. You might have clairgoussence. Any one of the clairs, or you could be an empath. You can be extremely intuitive. You might be able to connect to source, connect to the divine. You might get energetic downloads and be able to lucid dream. So right now you could be highly sensitive to energy at this time. So really own in on the messages that you're receiving. Trust in your intuition. Believe that your angels have your back throughout this process, because they're trying to give you the key and the knowledge to what you're yet to still encounter. You see how they're giving the man the key and it's descending down. So you're meant to receive knowledge. You're meant to receive not only knowledge but wisdom. There's a new phase that you're transitioning through in your life. And I think this actually leads me to believe that this is part of your path, is to gain more knowledge and wisdom. You might be looking back on your accomplishments and things that you still want to accomplish, but it's almost like you have this deep knowing that, you know, you're where you need to be and you're okay with not knowing what's going to happen next. This is really like that message where you don't need to know everything, that you trust the process. You trust the process. You trust that everything is meant to happen in the way that it's supposed to, good and bad, which is beautiful. It's almost like a metamorphosis process. Really transmuting that energy and, you know, really embodying that energy, being mindful that, you know, you definitely are here to learn lessons that are necessary. This is kind of like an earth plane school, and everything, every phase, every transition in our life is meant to teach us things. So you might be going through some life lessons right now and really identifying your place in this life. Not knowing what's going to happen next, but trusting the process. The next 2 cards we have alchemical mutation. This talks about alchemy. Wow, this is beautiful energy. It's like the magician. in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. That's what this reminds me of. And you see the angel kind of like transcending. You are really stepping into your power. I think you went through a lot. This group is either went through a lot, you know, they went through a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations. They've learned a lot. They've had many experiences. They maybe even lost people close to them, friends, family members. They felt very alone. You may have suffered financial loss, homelessness maybe in the past, addiction, people lying, cheating on you. So your angels want to commend you for that. They want to tell you that they're extremely proud of everything that you went through. They want you to know that you are a survivor, that you really truly are earning a medal, like earning a reward from the universe and the divine and source. They're telling you, they're looking down on you, and they're congratulating you for everything that you went through. You have all the tools that is necessary to transcend. Look at how this angel is just, you know, ascending from above. It's like you're going through these stages and phases within your life. You're really identifying your power. You maybe one time you felt alone, all by yourself, and maybe you were alone. But you're realizing that this life has a purpose. Even though it's very hard, even though it can be unbearable, it's really forcing you in your power. Because we have the divine feminine. And if there's any masculines, like any males watching this can definitely be a message for you too. It doesn't matter if it's divine feminine or divine masculine. It really talks about owning it in your power, standing in your power. And when we look at these flowers, they talk about transformation, blooming, coming into what you were meant to be, growth, expansion, bringing things to fruition. You know, you maybe probably worked hard for everything you had. Maybe at one point you knew how it was to feel, to struggle, to be alone, to have everything around you crumble, to lose things, to lose people, to not be able to trust, feeling numb. Your spirit guides and angels want you to, they want to let you know that you went through this process of self-love, healing. This is actually kind of similar to the other photo, because the other photo had flowers as well. Different decks, but kind of similar imagery. Because we have the wisdom of the divine feminine and we have self-love. I feel like you are finding yourself again. I feel like it's almost like a lesson where you had to go through the darkness to find yourself again. Maybe you're in the middle of, you know, mastering the self-love journey. Self-love can come in all different forms. Taking yourself to eat, watching your favorite movie, taking a bath, taking a long bubble bath or a long shower, getting yourself a pedicure or a manicure, buying a new outfit, laughing, giggling, having fun, feeling liberated, stepping outside your comfort zone, maybe doing something fun that you've never tried, taking on a new hobby or playing an instrument, painting, drawing, sketching, poetry. These are all different techniques that you can utilize for self-love. Really coming into yourself again, really kind of identifying, getting to know yourself again, being one with yourself again. You know, meditation could be beneficial to you as well. Guided meditation as well. What advice do you have for pile 2? Spirit guides, I feel like you guys are extremely exhausted, you know, from everything that you've went through. We have what do you desire and focus on service. Right now, they are trying to tell you that you have the capability of manifesting and co-creating anything you want right now, because we have what do you desire. So think about anything that you would like to bring into fruition in your life, any goals that you would like to achieve, anything that you need to accomplish, you can do it. Visualize it, manifest it, own it. And with the focus on service, this is actually just talking about you could help other people out there right now that are going through similar situations. You could be a motivational speaker. You can help other people heal through your words of wisdom, through the experiences that you've had, through the trauma that you've experienced. In some way, shape, or form, you can help people. And it's through you, it's through your experiences that helped you transcend and transform. And you need to be proud of yourself with that. That's rare. People like you are very rare. Just like this unicorn, you are a rare find. And you have a rare spirit and a rare soul. Any other messages for people that chose pile number 2? Last but not least, we do have Archangel Raphael. He is the healer of all the archangels. You might be needing a little bit additional time to take time out to go in reflection, introspection, heal mind, body, spirit, meditate, master the self-love journey, do self-love techniques, let go of what no longer serves you, stand in your power, know your worth. You're not alone. You have a community of people that probably went through a lot of similar experiences. And get the help that you need, and never be ashamed of getting help. I hope those messages help you, and I want to say thank you very much for stopping by to my channel. You can definitely stay tuned if I go live, if you hit the notification bell. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you like my content. I want to say love and light to you, many blessings to you, and hopefully I see you again in the next video. All right, last but not least, I'm moving on to the last pile, which is the Secret Language of Light Oracle deck. And I will be using other decks, not just this one, but let's see what your angels and ancestors have to say and tell you what you need to be aware about the most right now. People that chose pile number 3, what do their angels and spirit guides and ancestors need for them to know the most right now? We have expansion, transformation, and remembrance. So I'm going to do one at a time here. So expansion. You have the ability to expand beyond what meets the eye. I think that you may have the capability of envisioning and visualizing what it is that you truly want. I feel like you do want to increase things in your life, whether it's abundance, career, finances, love. I feel like you can envision that for yourself, and Spirit is really trying to tell you to keep your vision strong, because you have the capability of expanding anything that is you want: career, finance, love, romance. We also have the second card that popped out was transformation. So with transformation, it really talks about you being able to transform your life. I almost feel like your angels and spirit guides want you to make significant change in your life, or there might be some huge changes going on right now as we speak. So you could be a group of people that chose this last pile. You're going through a lot of changes. Maybe you're going to school or traveling abroad, or maybe there's a relationship, or maybe the need and want of a relationship. Your friends and family, things are changing around you: job, career, finances, location, everything could be happening so fast, and you're trying to really gain control over it. We have remembrance. So it's like the soul mission, past life experiences. You could be going through an experience right now that the closer that you get to your life's blueprint, and the more you come into alignment, you could be activating through your Akasha records some of your past life experiences. It could be similar trauma, similar pain, similar experiences. So Spirit really wants you to know that you've done this before. You have come to this earth plane. This is part of your soul mission, to have these experiences and these changes. And you are not, this is something you haven't done. You've done this before. It's not something that you haven't been aware about. It is something that you've done before. And they want you to be aware about that. People that chose the last pile, what do you want them to be aware about? So it's part of your soul mission. You've come here to learn what is necessary, lesson-wise, life-wise, to help you evolve. We have diving for light and legacy of light. Wow. So this is really talking about, you might be going through a lot of transformational changes with your appearance. You could be finding yourself wanting something more. I almost feel like a lot of people that chose this pile, they want to travel the world, they want to do things they've never experienced. They're craving for meaning and purpose. Maybe some of you have a lack of knowledge of what to do next, and things feel a little stagnant. Your angels and your spirit guides want you to know that part of the process is actually understanding that you have all of this power within you. You have so many different things that you can utilize. Some of you might even have a lack of confidence within yourself. Maybe you don't feel that you can contribute or do things that would bring you abundance. Maybe it feels like you just don't know what to do. You're at a standpoint in your life where you just feel like you're at a standstill. And you're just really kind of feeling like a little hopeless and a little lost. But you need to understand that you are protected. I got this in the other pile too. So your spirit guides and your angels are protecting you from people and friends that are either toxic that you need to remove. They actually are protecting you from people that no longer serve your highest good. So you may be finding yourself removing friends or family members or people that are actually not going to be beneficial to your life and your life's path and your life's purpose. So don't be surprised if you are getting rid of people that are just troublesome or taking too much of your time, consuming too much of your time. What other messages do you have for people that chose pile number 3? Okay, we have focus. This talks about metamorphosis process right here because we have the butterfly. And part of the butterfly literally has to go through an extreme process just to evolve into a butterfly. You think of the cocoon, the larva, and then hatching out of the cocoon to then actually form into a beautiful butterfly, to then not even live that long. That's a huge process. So you really could be going through a lot of stages and phases within your life right now. You might feel like you're drowning sometimes, you're feeling a little lost or hopeless. You need to focus and keep your vision strong because you are being divinely guided right now at this stage in the course of your life. And you are going to evolve in what you're meant to become. So that is beautiful energy. What other advice do you have for people that chose the last pile? We actually do have fruition. You have the ability to manifest, bring things into fruition. You have new job opportunities. You have new opportunities to make money. You have new opportunities to have a fulfilling relationship. You have new opportunities to release old friends and create, maybe new connections too. So maybe this is my younger group who are just kind of finding themselves, finding what they like to do, finding their common likes and interests and their goal set, kind of really trying to find their place in life. This might be my group of people that kind of feel a little bit stagnant. They don't know what direction to take. Your angels and your spirit guides want you to know that you have the capacity to bring things into fruition. You have the ability to manifest anything, whether it's a new job, a new friend group, a new location, anything that you really set your mind to, you do have the capability of bringing it into fruition. You just have to keep your vision strong and your belief system strong around it and really truly believe that you can co-create anything that you want. What other messages do you have for people that chose this last pile? Acceptance. This might be talking about things you need to let go. Experiences, any trauma, pain, hurt that you're still holding on to, any resentment, anything that is lingering, old connections, pain, trauma from maybe childhood experiences. There's some similar messages too in the other pile. So if you were attracted to more than one pile, it could be very possible that the collective is going through similar experiences right now. What other messages do you have for people that chose pile number 3? Angel of action. Yeah, there is either a lack of action for people that chose this pile, and we also have butterflies again, more metamorphosis energy coming into play. There's a huge transformative energy that is coming in for people that chose this pile. And I think the collective is going through a lot of stages and phases right now where they're really trying to identify their place right now. They're trying to take a new direction in their life, healing from things that deeply hurt, even childhood trauma, things that happen at adolescent, what have you. But this is really trying to, they're trying to push you forward. You don't want to be stagnant and lingering in that low vibrational energy for too long or long periods of time, because if you do it, you're going to get lost. It's okay to acknowledge what you're feeling. It's okay to identify those feelings and emotions and actually work on them, heal from them, grow from them, learn from them. But don't stay stagnant in that low vibrational energy or a depressive state. You get the help that you need. Heal on whatever time capacity that you need. But Spirit is really trying to tell you to persevere and to keep pushing forward. You can make it through this. You're not alone. Responsibility. They definitely want you to understand that you have control of your own happiness. If you wake up every day and you're miserable and you're unhappy and you're depressed and you feel like, nothing's going to get handled and nothing's going to be able to be right in your life, well, that's the type of energy that you're going to draw towards you. I'm a firm believer that our thoughts co-create our reality. So if you're constantly waking up in fear and doubt and stress and anxiety, there's other ways to handle those things. Whether or not you decide to work on those aspects, you do have the paintbrush to your canvas. You can co-create your reality. And sometimes that starts from within. And healing first. And then that will transmute itself outwards, externally. When you work on the internal, then it will show itself on the exterior. So you might find yourself, you need to take ownership of what needs to change. You need to take ownership of what your thoughts surround. If you're constantly waking up every day and you're having a miserable time and you're suffering and you're in pain and you're in that low vibrational state, when you change your thoughts through the law of attraction and being mindful of your thoughts and your feelings, then you can really change your reality in a way where you're able to create the type of world, the type of happiness, the type of life you want. There's so many different techniques on how you can manifest. There's so many different techniques on healing. But if you keep sweeping it under the rug, you're not going to actually rectify anything that needs healing. You're not going to be able to fully heal to the deepest capacity if you don't acknowledge that you need to work on an aspect within yourself, whether it's your shadow attributes, whether it's your pain, your trauma, anything that you're encountering right now. Your angels want you to get a handle on that so that you can have more meaningful experiences, so that you can co-create the type of life you desire, so that you can achieve the type of abundance you want, the type of life you want. It starts with you. It starts with your thoughts. It starts with your emotions. Any other messages for people that chose this pile? Intellectual knowledge. I think you're being able to gain wisdom and knowledge about yourself. Maybe you didn't know a lot of things needed healing until now. Maybe you didn't understand that maybe the reason why you're having issues or conflict in relationships or friend groups or people around you is it's because you've endured some type of childhood trauma that you really didn't heal. Maybe you have issues with the relationships of your parents. And maybe that's one reason why you're not able to connect with people deeply. Maybe you're shutting yourself off from the idea of a connection. And maybe that's because of the trauma that you went through as a child. So you might want to focus on healing that first so that it doesn't affect your interpersonal relationships or people that you come in contact in the future that could really give you the love that you desire or make an impact in some way, shape, or form in your life. final messages for people that chose pile 3. So a lot of this pile might be a little bitter about what happened to them. And it is affecting your relationships and how you interact with people. Maybe you have trust issues. Maybe you don't trust people. Maybe you have been single because you just choose to be single, and that's fine. But maybe you don't want to be in a connection because you've been hurt in the past. So they want you to see love in every given situation. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes we have to get outside of ourselves to really not be bitter and hold on to any resentment. Remember, every bad experience does help us it makes us stronger at the end of the day. It gives us, lessons that we were meant to learn. But if we hold on to bitterness and anger and pain, that's not going to allow us to heal. If anything, that's going to drag us down, and it's going to make us more bitter, and it's going to make us sour, and it's going to affect our future with people in general. So if there's anybody who's broken your heart or broken your trust, or if it hasn't been from someone, maybe it was something that happened as you were younger, as a child, or recently, or in the past, really focus in on where that stems from. Because if you are holding on to any resentment, anything that's lingering, that's the trauma that your angels and your spirit guides want you to take action on. See love in every given situation. Love and light, not hatred, not bitterness. Because that's going to prohibit you from expansion and abundance and co-creating the type of life that you desire. The type of relationships and friendships, or even if you're not looking for any of that, that's fine. Really working on your inner core so that you can have this better understanding of this 3D earth plane school of hard knocks. Everybody comes here to learn their own lessons. So this is part of one of the things that you are meant to learn. I hope these messages help you. I want to say love and light to you. Thank you for stopping by to my channel. I really greatly appreciate it. If you ever need a personal reading, I will leave the details in the description box below. If you're interested in Reiki healing sessions, sound therapy sessions, chakra alignment sessions, I'm going to also leave my details in the information description box below. If you hit the notification bell, if I do happen to go live, sometimes I do go live and do live readings. You can hit the notification bell and be notified when I do go live. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I want to say thank you, many blessings to you, love and light, and thank you very much for stopping by.